we now have a wonderful opportunity to spend some time with Taichung City, and we're going to invite the mayor of Taichung City, Jason Hu, and also I understand we're going to now have Ching Lau, the chairperson, also working with Taichung government. So we're actually going to need another chair. So Randall, if you can organize a third chair there, I'd appreciate that. So what I'd like to do for a moment, and I won't wear any hats and I won't tell any jokes. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Taichung City. Now, I've been to Taiwan many times. Have had the pleasure of getting to know the president quite well over the years, and meeting other mayors from many other cities. But I have to tell you that I haven't met a Taiwanese mayor like Mayor Hu, and he's going to tell you that. So one of the first things that happens when you go into Taiwan is you don't realize this, but Taiwan is in fact very subtropical, and the heat and the humidity will hit you at the airport. First thing you notice. And then they whisk you off in an air-conditioned vehicle, and they took me to the center of Taiwan, to an area of a population of about 2.6 million people. I hadn't been there before. I'd only been in Taoyuan, which is the area south of Taipei, and I've been to Taipei, New Taipei City, and of course Taipei. But you know, entering New Taichung City was entirely new for me. It's a very, very large community now. As we were driving in, it was explained to me that they joined Taipei City or Taichung City with the area around it, Taichung County, and they explained that it's very competitive in the world, and you can do a lot more with this amalgamation, this merger of the two regions, the city and the county. And you know what? I could understand that because I've lived through places like the amalgamation of the city of Toronto. And at one time the city of Toronto was just 700,000 people and couldn't market itself to the world, and obviously grew as a result of its merger to a 2.5 million population, and then the greater Toronto area being close to 6 million. It has a different marketing appeal. So I could understand that for the merger of Taichung City and Taichung County as it was described to me. But then I started to hear all sorts of things like Taiwan has a lot of natural disasters that hit it. Everything from earthquakes, avalanches, flooding, you name it, every kind of disaster hits. And Taichung County is an area with mountains and has a lot of these kinds of issues. So the experience that's gained by Taichung City, by having the responsibility of this merger of this other region, is really a silver lining when you think about it. They are becoming experts in GIS. They're becoming experts in survival. They're becoming experts in the kind of global need for understanding how to deal with those kinds of disasters. And when you go to a university like Fengchia University, where they train people about mapping, GIS, cadastral mapping, and all the kind of things that are necessary to really have a good handle on survival techniques and understanding these kinds of natural disasters and how to take care of them and take advantage of the kind of expertise that grows there. This is a community that understands how to deal with it. I was most impressed with the university, with the community, and their ability to deal with those kinds of disasters and emergency and other kinds of management issues, and how they've developed the infrastructure around that and the telecommunications capabilities that support that. I also learned that they are a major entry point into China. You can understand that being that close and just being just the other side with the distance being close, but also with the strategy of working together with the Chinese. And it's quite something. That evening when I arrived, and I have to explain, we had a bit of a technical glitch getting me over there at one point. I won't explain the details, but You know, the mayor was on his way to Russia. And when we finally arranged my visit, I was quite impressed with the fact that the mayor said, no, I'm not going to go to Russia right now. I'm going to postpone my visit. I'm going to meet with ICF. That really said a lot for us as an organization. And I met him and I was quite impressed. Mind you, I was tired as all get out because I've been traveling a lot, and now I'm into Taichung City, and the first thing I do is go to dinner with the mayor. And he really impressed me. He's a local rock star, I've got to tell you. Now, I'm saying that. Don't worry, he'll tell you that too. But, you know, he is very enlightened, and he understands the accomplishments that he's been able to help bring. Now, he will be the first to tell you, it's not just him, but his administration. And I know that his administration really look up to him, but they also like him. And you'll know why in a few minutes after you'll meet him. And he'll tell you a couple of things that really are impressive. He's able to draw international celebrities to his community. He has created a vision of a city with some incredible architecture that already exists, but when you see some of the plans for some of the buildings, as an urban designer, an urban planner, I'm most impressed with the kind of future that city holds. He's taken some very unproductive city-owned properties and made them available to establish this incredible, massive science park, and also a very unique area called the Precision Machinery Industrial Technology Park, where he's brought together the community around advanced manufacturing. And Steve and Tom asked a question about advanced manufacturing yesterday and didn't get an answer, really. Taichung has an answer. How to utilize telecommunications, how to use collaboration, and how to make it happen for other industry sectors. And I think this is a community to watch from that point of view. It also has cultural facilities. It has science museums, botanical gardens, has a string of parks, very interesting layout for parks. And I have to tell you one anecdote about the parks. Late at night, I decided at the end of my day to just go out for some fresh air. There's a beautiful park in the middle of the city. And I see people walking away, and I thought maybe they were leaving a cultural event. They're all going in one direction. Then I saw them all turning the corner, and I'm walking with them. And then they turned another corner. And before you know it, they were back in front of my hotel. Well, they were doing a walking, jogging track around this park, and it was a cultural event. It was truly something that I had not seen before, and very respectful of the grass in the middle. And I'm sure the mayor will explain that as well. And finally, I just want to talk about two key telecommunications media groups that I was very impressed with. One, the sponsor of this particular session, V-Time. They are a group that have developed and invested in WiMAX in the community, but also WiMAX throughout Taiwan. And I think you're going to see, they're going to see some great benefit through the WiMAX investment that they've done. Changhua Telecom is also in that community. And between the two of them, they're going to be developing one heck of a new region called Taichung City. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce again the mayor and the chairperson of Taichung City. In a minute, we're going to have a video first, but you'll need to get wired up as well. So can we see the video for Taichung City?
Connecting the greater Taichung area to the world. Cities are hubs for business and governments. Urban development has focused on providing a sense of well-being among residents. After the merge between Taichung City and County, Taichung City has more resources and opportunities. Streamlining organizations and integrating different organizational cultures. the new Taichung city smoothly turns into an intelligent and international city. Taichung City has the excellent location and the optimal transportation hub, integrating resources through strategic alliances with industries and academia to develop the intelligent lifestyle. Intelligent technology and wonderful life. Broadband Internet access makes information available anywhere. Construct a high-speed wireless network and provide high-speed optical fiber services. Digital inclusion, learning without limits. Establishing digital opportunity centers and fostering opportunities for digital equality. Knowledge workforce. Academia industry alliances cultivate knowledge workforce. Integrate all strengths of industries, academia, and research institutions. Facilitate the growth of innovative enterprises. Innovation, creating industrial clusters and generating unlimited value. Industrial investment and development. Create employment and enhance competitiveness in Taichung City. Innovation. A comprehensive security fence establishes the safe and high-quality city. Establishing security surveillance system for public safety and putting residents at ease. Installed 2,937 surveillance systems and 11,477 cameras. Crime rate decreased 9.32%. Number of violent crimes decreased 26.79%. Marketing and advocacy. High-quality culture demonstrate features of Taichung City. Accessing cultural events in Taichung via web technology. Taichung Matsu International Festival. Followers around the world join in the Matsu craze via GPS and web technology. A wonderful life of a citizen in Taichung comes from the assistance of intelligent technologies. Developing cities based on information technology provides a more sustainable and happy lifestyle. Taichung City is looking to the future. The charming Taichung, sustained forever.
With my first visit into that city, I was very impressed. I learned a great deal and made lots of friends. Last evening that we were there, it was such a cultural shock, seeing all these Taiwanese in German frocks at a beer house. Yeah. And we were having, who'd have known, right? But we were having some beers, and the chairman of V-Time, he had a phrase. What was that phrase?
$4.
$4. We had to, every time you heard this thing, $4, we had to drink the whole thing.
$4.
$4.
Yeah.
For me, it just meant drink. So we did, and we had a good time.
People say you didn't go $4, you did $2.
But I had to drive, right? So
you didn't have to drive, but you just didn't go along.
Actually, I remembered it differently, but that's okay. Maybe I don't remember it all. I don't know, but we had a good time, and those German frocks look great. Your city and the merger were very important as part of addressing a particular need. And sometimes, as Robert Bell talks about, every community has some kind of a crisis or a moment in which certain things happen. Can you talk a little bit about that merger?
Well, the merger is really a combination of a more developed area and a less so area. Except the fact is that there are 160 million people in the county, only about 100 million people in the city. So the county has more people, even less perhaps establishment in terms of what we're concerned about, broadband, intelligence, and all that, and they become the focus of my effort. You cannot just concentrate within the old city area and forget about the county. There is a great disparity. And yet you are not so intelligent if you don't do enough catch-up work in the county. So I think that is a difficult part. Also because of the fact that we need to combine two governments into one, two teams into one. And there were also disparities, sort of discrepancies. So you have to do a great deal with great effort and patience. But we actually, I think, did all right because we started working on the integration of the two systems, two teams, about 2 years ago, and enough talks took place. Although when it really happened, there were also surprises. And there were 3 cases where government need to be integrated. In my city and in 2 more in the south. They simply just didn't do it. You know, wait until the inauguration of the new government and then start to bring the 2 teams together. I think they have more headaches than we do. But Jung, can I tell you something and tell everybody else something? Just briefly, which is important to me. It just so happened that we have a team of pastry manufacturing factories and all that. And they do great work because once I had to receive a reporter, a gourmet writer from Hong Kong, who works for an international magazine. I don't know if I can say it or not. He works for Time magazine.
That's all right, go right ahead.
I didn't know if I could, you know. And he came to interview me and he said, Mr. Mayor, I discovered that all over the world, pastries, you know, all these are going down. They're not making more money, they're conventional. Shops are doing better business, maybe, but the industry-wise, on a wholesale basis or on a wholesale basis, they're not doing that well, except Taichung. More and more shops are being opened, and more and more business are being done, you know, tenfold or whatever, you know. It was 40 million local money, NT, 10 years ago, and it turned to be 400 million. Huh? 600 million, okay. 10 years later, and he asked me, he's Indian, you know, he said, Mr. Mayor, tell me, why are your sun cake or other things so successful? That was not an easy question, but I could give him an easy answer. I said, because they're delicious. One word.
And that's a great
And they're
word.
all here.
Yeah.
They're promoting in New York. Can you stand up?
Yes, please stand up.
And if everybody's coming to the dinner, we will bring some sun cake to you to dinner as dessert, and hope you.
And by the way, the sun cakes that I took home, probably from one of your companies, I took 2 boxes home.
Oh.
You gave me one, and somebody else gave me another. But
are they okay?
I took them to my office, and immediately they were gone. I took some home, and immediately they were gone. So I've got to
So
congratulate
you
you.
didn't have any?
No, I'm out of them. So come on, and I'll have some more tonight.
Can we bring something to the dinner?
Show our audience.
You have some here?
Yeah, we can have.
Oh, passed on.
Great. It's by the way, it's
Are
tea
we going to
time.
talk about broadband or not?
Oh, I forgot.
Fei.
Okay.
Good with coffee and tea, especially. best with Taichung tea.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
You know, I mean, part of this is about culture.
Yes.
And it's about, you were just talking about an opportunity to go and speak around digital divide. When you absorb such a large area, and some of those people are so far away from being able to be educated, having access, you know, you've got accessible television. V-Time told me it's not a television anymore, it's actually a device. So maybe talk a little bit, we'll jump right into the digital divide discussion.
Okay.
Yes, for the people in our country, we have some also minority group. They are not so easy to access computer. So I think make the price down is very important, so everybody can afford. But except the price, we have a lot of different digital inclusion center, sorry, and try to give people the free computer classes, so they can through this training they can make their own small business, and they can connect with their family in Thailand or in Cambodia. And also they can access the email maybe to communicate with their grandchildren in different countries.
That's
I think that's important.
I want to add something. Originally, it was arranged that there would be an interview between me and the great founder. But then I thought Chairperson Liao, I didn't know if she bought this dress in New York or not. She looks beautiful. So I said, you must come up to the stage. And she has done a great job in this. Yes, there's a great disparity or discrepancy between the county and the city. But I think there's one common avenue. Everybody is using, whether young and old, including old people, using computer,
yes.
notebooks,
Yeah.
Mobile phone. And I think it is a great avenue that we should do our utmost to utilize to ameliorate the situation, to narrow the gap. Of course, especially with the younger people. You know, their head never turn up, you know. So if we could do well in this quote-unquote intelligent effort, we could bring the county and the city closer, much quicker. It deals with the two concepts, speed and space. It was easily solved the problem of space, and would probably speed up all the effort of narrowing the gap between the county and the city. That's why when I heard that Chairman Jung is coming to Taichung, originally you were coming a week or 2 weeks before your arrival time. So it was easy for me to stay and meet him. Then he changed the schedule for some reason. You know, I had to change my travel plan so that I could get to meet you, because I honestly think it's important, especially for a city that has gap, especially with the younger generation or middle-aged people, who's living without a computer, a notebook, a mobile phone. She was talking about digital education center. We have now what, 30-some?
Three very important, because located
3 major
in the,
locations?
Yeah, mountain area.
In the mountain?
That's right.
And we have nearly 300 hotspots. The people wireless access.
Free, yeah.
Yeah.
Free wireless service for them, because we know some people cannot afford it. So if the public building, public location like library have the free wireless
train
access,
station.
yeah, that will be give them the opportunity. They can go there and use their internet. Yeah.
Free.
Well, in fact, your systems are quite fast. We were talking about WiMAX as it's not just Wi-Fi. They have Wi-Fi as well, but WiMAX throughout the whole region, and they also have put it on their high-speed train.
Yes.
Across the country.
Yes.
So the innovation that goes on doesn't just happen at the universities. We saw some great university examples. It doesn't just happen in government, and I know that you have quite a lot of innovation going on, but the private sector is involved as well. Can you talk a little bit about the collaboration that goes on among all three sectors?
If I may, if, you know, you could add to what I said. Okay. She knows better, but it is me personally, about 8 years ago, when I faced the situation that the local councillors want to reduce cable rate because they're making money. And what would get you more vote than to ask something like a cable to reduce their rate to the voters? Everybody will be happy. So the councillors want to do this. And I really read and I heard that if we could persuade the cable company to reinvest their profit, or most of their profit, into fiberglass broadband and all that, it's a lot of money. But instead of taking the money home, I persuaded them to do this. Now this was 8 years ago, before the governmental effort, her effort of doing the cable. We spend a lot of money, local money, my money, to do, not my money.
Our government.
Yeah. But we also use central government money.
Right.
So to do the IPARC, Intelligence Park, in the Precision Machinery Industrial Park, there are only about 92 factories in that park, but 400 users, 400 factories and companies joined our cloud engineering data bank service. And that means factories all over the island are joining this. And their efficiency are up 18%, and their profit margin was up like 15%, more or less. So the money and the effort came from the private, even the catalyst at the very beginning. If they didn't do what I asked them to do, I wouldn't be here today. You know, they started, including V-Time. V-Time came later, but they spent a lot of money, WiMAX.
Yes, so V-Time are the people who put WiMAX in. Changhua Telecom have also participated. But it's very interesting you mentioned the precision engineering, precision machinery park, because it is one of the most unusual environments I've been to. A very high precision engineering focused advanced manufacturing facility with all of these companies, but you know, it's so high tech and so collaborative. And they all respect the fact that they work together and they benefit from this cloud. Can you talk a little bit more about the cloud?
I mean, for the machinery company, their top problem have to solve is because they have a very huge blueprint for their machine, and they need a place to store them. And because the disaster you mentioned, we have typhoon and water, and will damage all this material.
In paper, these are papers.
In paper. And
prints.
so when we create this kind of data bank program, and they are very happy, they can save all this blueprint in the bank. And if they need to take it out, it's easily, just like you withdraw money from the bank. And so that kind of program will save their R&D expense. So it's very, I think it's very useful. But of course, in the beginning, we don't know if this works. So we take our machinery park to do like experimental area for them. But it turned out so successful. So this is why there are so many companies located in different areas will come to join this program.
Absolutely, very successful. We only have a few more minutes, so let me go into two areas. One, education. I was at one of the universities,
Yes.
and have great respect for what I saw there. Can you talk a little bit about the knowledge workers that are being created, not only at the universities, but you're working with them in training centers and so forth?
In two directions. Education comes in two directions. First, with, like you said, the knowledge workers, the university, the higher end. And it's effective mainly in three regards, I think. Number one, with business, commercial. Number two, law and order, as shown in the film. Number three, I really hope that in the future we do better with the GIS, flood control, disaster control, and all this. And if we could push it forward too, I think the most fashionable talk in the world today for a city government, on one hand is intelligence, broadband, all these things, communications. On the other is sustainable development. I hope that these two areas could merge. I hope one day we could, to facilitate our achievement in terms of intelligence establishment, and bring, we want to be a smart city, but we also want to be a carbon-free, trouble-free smart city. Now, I don't know how that can be done, but I keep thinking about it. I think that's very important. Maybe in a year or 2 or 3, we'll be sitting here and talking about that too, on one hand.
And we might be.
Yeah, because I think that's important. On the other hand, when you talk about education, it goes down to the children and to housewives too. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean any disrespect, but they're mummies who never touch a computer, who comes to our education center. You know, the children in school, and there are private companies. 那个友达训练妈妈，对不对？
Yes.
And private computer
IDVOCACY.
companies, you know, a company called BenQ, mobile phone and computer. They train, they educate much free, evening classes. Maybe 1,000 a year. How many? You don't know.
A year?
Yeah.
7,000.
7,000.
Well, that's why he had her here, right?
Yeah. No, you got to be careful with these mothers now.
So speaking of mothers, there are quite a bit of leadership in a home. What about leadership in the city? I mean, you know, I came to your city and I was most impressed when I heard, well, you know, we want to get on the world map. We'll bring Gaga here.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll bring Pavarotti here.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your thrust to get the world to know who you are and what your city's all about.
I'll be honest with you. I think every city should have a face. Now, when you talk about Athens, what's the face of Athens? When you talk about London, Paris, New York, I want Taichung to have a face too. You look at Taipei, it has a mayor who thinks he's very handsome, now the president of my country. You look at Kaohsiung, it's a harbor, seagoing city. It's very sexy. But you look at Taichung, I'm not as pretty as the one in Taipei, I'm not as sexy as the one in Kaohsiung, but I'm a good person. I'm better educated, I'm very cultured. So I want culture to be the face of my city, to be different, to be unique from the others. You can, yeah. In this world today, you cannot always be number one. Jung always want to be number one, but I cannot. So I try hard to be the only one in certain regard. If you cannot be the first one, number one, be the only one. So I try to do a lot of things. Yes, I invited Lady Gaga. I think she likes me very much. And she's a good lady, I tell you. I know she's from New York. She liked the city so much that she gave us almost like a free concert. And gave us a lot of publicity on the net. You know, everybody key in Gaga. What's she doing today? Then in Taichung. You know, and I had Luciano Pavarotti in my city. His very last city council, he came to Taiwan only once. He decided to come to Taichung. You know, I was very sad when he passed away 6 months later, but Taichung has nothing to do with it. You know,
It wasn't the water. Jay, when you're writing that,
you mean you got reporter here? No, but honestly, you have to have a face, a place, a position, and then you want to be better known. So, you know, we were selected, as I said yesterday, City of the Year in category of art and culture in London. 400 cities participated. I don't want to tell you which city we beat. Not polite, not nice, but you know.
So I did see your face on a couple of products in the city. Of course, I think some sun cakes,
Yes.
probably on a soup can, you know. But you're quite a face of the city yourself. When we had a little press conference, boy, did the press ever huddle around him. They really like you in Taichung, and I can tell why. Listen, one last question for you. You know, Taichung is a city that really cares about its people, and but it really cared about a piece of grass in front of my hotel.
Yes.
What is this thing about the people? You know, is that a cultural thing? I've never seen anything like that before. It was like jogging, except they were walking fast and they were going in circles. There's a little history about that grass. Tell me a little bit about that.
I think everybody likes tree and grass and flowers, the earth, you know, natural. They like that. When I was running for the position of mayor, I went to that area. Everybody had 10,000 people gathered there. And everybody shout, you know, we want Jason Wu to be elected, we want this to be elected, that to be elected. And when we finished that, look at my shoes, my clothes, there's dust on it. That means the grass, 70, 80% of the grass were dead. And the weather was hot, and you actually inhale a lot of dust. So I made sure that if I'm elected, I don't want people to have mass rally on that piece of grass. It's the size of 52 basketball court in the city center. It's a luxury. You know, I was partly educated in England, Oxford and Cambridge, and they know how to take care of a lawn. So I try to make sure that that piece of green is preserved. I would not allow people to have mass rallies there, especially political rally, because I'm already elected. That's the truth. So it's a beautiful piece of green. You know what? If you're able to change a piece of land into green, you can change a city, because the business have all come back. Not just the people fast walking around it. There are a lot of business, new business, and green business. You saw that. And so I think I could also do my best to change the city I love most.
So, Mayor Hu, chairperson now, I had a great time in Taichung City. Love to come back again.
Okay.
Can I say one thing? Can I ask you one thing instead of him asking me all the time? Yes?
Go right ahead.
He's being cautious now.
Go right ahead.
For some reason, yesterday I was the last to be invited to speak by Louis. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Today I'm also the last. Am I not the last?
But you're alphabetical.
No. Maybe tomorrow I should not be the last and be the first. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you. That's okay. Thank you.
Okay.